All right, guys, Arbitrum ecosystem update number 3 coming right back at you. Before we get into things, obviously none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, of course, and of course, everything that I'm saying today and right now are my opinions and my opinions alone, not to be reflected on anyone I am associated with. That being said, first update, Espresso Systems. Permissionless number 2, we announced our partnership with Offchain Labs to bring a decentralized version of Timeboost to the Arbitrum ecosystem and beyond. Today we're sharing an update on R&D efforts and a jointly authored roadmap. So for those who don't know, Timeboost is a transaction ordering policy created by Offchain Labs, which is designed to protect users from front-running and mitigate against the harmful effects of MEV. MEV was a hot topic, by the way, like a year ago. It's one of those things that just comes up every once in a while and people kind of make a big deal about, but then kind of dies down until it's brought up again. But yeah, no, this is just something that, actually our team at Offchain Labs is working with Espresso Systems to actually implement. Essentially, they just published a roadmap kind of showing how a decentralized form of Timeboost will come to the Espresso sequencer over time and, the different milestones that it'll go through to finally being applicable to any rollup on Ethereum. So very interesting stuff here. And there was also actually a AMA of sorts with Espresso and Ed Felsen from the research team at Offchain Labs. So definitely feel free to take a look at that if you're interested. They also have a blog post here below. Decentralized sequencing, shared sequencing, etc., is definitely something that I think we're going to it's going to be very important in the coming future as rollups start to mature over time. But also, too, I think just generally speaking, MEV is something that isn't really talked about in the rollup space that much. I don't think there's a ton of MEV currently happening. Maybe that's why. But it's definitely going to be one of those things that really is important to kind of tackle before it does become an issue. Similar to how it is on Ethereum and other kind of blockchains with public mempools. All right, on to the next one. Completely different. Memecoin season is happening on Arbitrum. Size is one of the latest ones, latest and greatest. Of course, by the way, I don't own any Size. This is not a shill. This is this is just an example of one of the meme coins that launched last night, actually. And, it's all the rage, apparently. So, if you're into memes, if you're into meme coins, losing all your money, then, definitely one of the things that you could take a look at. Again, not recommending you invest into it at all. But just something that, is definitely happening right now on a lot of chains, including Solana, Avalanche, and now, of course, Arbitrum. So, yeah, again, please, if you're going to ape, then ape responsibly, but definitely not recommending you do that. The next one, L2, another L2. So actually here, this is the actual post here. Kinto XYZ, which is a L2 focused on the Arbitrum-based L2. Focused on integrating DeFi as well as kind of TradFi elements, is going modular. They're integrating, of course, their Arbitrum L2 with Celestia, the leader in modular data availability. This means better performance, lower fees, and more possibilities for our users. This is kind of funny, right? How they're announcing this literally, I think, a day or two after Celestia announced integration with Arbitrum Arbitrains. Pretty funny how quick how quick some of these roll-up as a service providers can operate, but also just like the chains that are running these things. As I mentioned, I think literally so far, this is the third episode of this Arbitrum ecosystem update thing that I'm doing. Almost every last one of them has had an announcement about Arbitrum L2 or Arbitrum L3. So you're definitely not going to see any shortage of that stuff. I'm going to keep on bringing them up as they come across my timeline, but definitely worth keeping an eye on all these different Arbitrum stack chains. I'm really excited just to see how they kind of, integrate the Arbitrum stack with flavors of their own kind of, personalized tech, I should say. And Celestia, in this case, is one of those great additions. So really cool to see that. And lastly, I kind of wanted to end off this ep on kind of a note. Well, actually, I have one last thing to say, but I kind of wanted to end off, for the most part, on an opinion that I had. So the other day, David Hoffman from Bankless pretty much asked people on crypto Twitter what it means to be Ethereum aligned. Now he got he got pretty how should I say it? No one they didn't take his question too lightly. And I had my own kind of take on the situation. Nothing against David, by the way. I thought it was great that he brought up the conversation. But in my opinion, I think creating new L2 architectures that are simply Ethereum equivalent at this point doesn't make any more sense, in my opinion. And that this is kind of in reference to maybe Ethereum equivalent means that you're Ethereum aligned, like the EVM, for example. If you ask me, there are already enough L2s with flavors of the EVM. Like Arbitrum stack and other L2s literally already have the same, if not a better development environment than Ethereum does today. So to me, like if we want Ethereum as an ecosystem to kind of compete in this next bull run that's coming, that's we all think is coming, right? Not financial advice. Innovating on top of the EVM and doing what isn't possible on Ethereum is the only way the Ethereum ecosystem is going to be able to compete with these different chains, Solana and Alta VM chains. That's one of the bigger narratives happening right now. So that's why I say that, like Cairo, Cairo is a language that Starkware uses for Starknet. And I think the different chains that they have, Solidity doesn't work on those chains. And then, of course, we now have Arbitrum Stylus, where developers will be able to code in Rust, C, C++, alongside Solidity on any Arbitrum chain that has Stylus implemented. All that to say that, L2s should not just be a simple extension of Ethereum from a development standpoint. It should be definitely an extension, but like a huge step in innovation on the EVM or on the Ethereum ecosystem, because that's what Ethereum needs to stay relevant, if you ask me. The EVM is awesome. It's great. It has an enormous community behind it, but I think it's a lot more of a value add to Ethereum and the rest of the community if we have more L2s experimenting and doing what Ethereum would never do, which is kind of trying these alt VM structures and giving developers more flexibility with how they code and develop applications. But yeah, that was kind of my whole rant for that. I'll actually end off today on the recent episode that we launched at Beneath the Layers. Literally just launched this today. G-Funk, CEO at Pixel Vaults. I actually went ahead and interviewed him the other day. We spoke about kind of his life before entrepreneurship, kind of creator royalties within the NFT space, the different gaming kind of companies that he's building right now with his team. I'll even talk a little bit about Arbitrum and Solana as well. So definitely take a look there if you're interested. I'll leave a link below so you can watch it on YouTube. And yeah, that being said, thank you guys for watching as usual, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.